Hey everybody, welcome to another American Arbitrage video. I'm Carrie. Welcome. I know what you're thinking, Carrie. What are you doing at a thrift store? Aren't thrift stores dead? Well, let me tell you this. I never surrender. Honestly, there's still deals to be had at the thrift store, but in this video, I'm going to show you some stuff I find and talk about how thrift stores are ripping us off. This seal cookie jar is creepy. Am I crazy? This is very creepy. It's a little bit off-putting. I'm going to get away pretty quickly. Nothing says early January like failed New Year's resolutions and tons of Christmas stuff at the thrift store. You think they would have put this out a little sooner. It's too late for most of this stuff, but I will pick up Christmas stuff all year round. I love Hallmark ornaments if they're like $1. $3.99, that makes no sense to anyone. We love the mug section at the thrift store. Dawn found a couple great mugs and glasses. Here's some vintage Arctic Circle glasses. It's $2.49 for the pair. We also got a 3D embossed Patriots mug. The thing about this section is they're not huge money items, but they're typically inexpensive and, they're not overpriced like other sections in the thrift store like we're going to see throughout this video. So we can make some money in this section. And we like this stuff, so it's a win-win. Dawn with the great eye. These appear to be from the 1960s. They're from Seattle Exposition, I think it is, or the Seattle World's Fair. Really neat. I love the vibe of them. These will probably go in our Etsy store where we can get a little bit of a premium. Onto the sportswear, jersey, hat section. One of my favorite sections to be disappointed in. They have jerseys from time to time, but they're always expensive. And it's typically bad condition, players who aren't on the teams anymore. As you do and look for more and more hats, you're going to start to get an eye for the stuff to look out for. I knew this was a sports one, didn't think it was going to be very good, but it is a Rose Bowl hat. And my Utah Utes played in the Rose Bowl yesterday. We were winning in the third quarter against Ohio State, and then we lost, guys. We lost. It was terrible. That's where I went to college, so... these generic like New York and city hats, always stay away from those. You want to look for vintage stuff. You want to look for sports specialties, starter. I knock something over. I do that all the time. On to my favorite section, the toy and the plush section. This is where I find a lot of my stuff, and this is where you're going to see the thrift store overpricing stuff quite a bit. This little slot machine is cool, $6.99, just not worth my time there. But they have some action figures here that have been here for months that are priced about what they retail for. It's one of those things where they know it's Marvel, they know they're cool, Star Wars and Marvel, and they just don't price them correctly. $8, they're about $10 new, $15 new. They're not going to sell for these prices. Nobody wins when prices are like this, including the thrift stores. Resellers, of course, can't make any money flipping them. People who come in to get a good deal on a toy, they're not going to pick them up because they're too expensive. And even the thrift stores are kind of ripping themselves off because they are going to throw a massive amount of that away and just get rid of it. That also brings up another point, just the waste. All of this stuff not being recycled and reused. That's one of the best things about the reselling community is we're recycling and reusing new items and giving them new life. I was really interested in this Hitachi projector, but it wouldn't stay on. It kept turning off. I hate electronics, guys. $9.99 wasn't a terrible price on this, actually. And if it worked, I might get 50, 60, 70 plus shipping. I'm just not confident in it. I also have very little interest in testing it. You got to know yourself, know what you enjoy. That's not something I enjoy, but if it was obvious and working, I would have picked it up. This looks like a good way to get severely injured. I haven't been on a pogo stick since '92, and I don't want to talk about it. It's kind of sad to see this aggressively big football trophy just sitting here in the thrift store. This is huge. This had to have gone to the Intergalactic Football Championship or something. It's just insanely big. Sad to see it. It probably meant something to somebody, but now it's here at the thrift store. Looking for sealed VHS because Commonwealth Picker tells me to. I have yet to find it. Honestly, guys, you can find some stuff. Kevin's made some good money on it. Other people have. I haven't had that much luck. I hate those ones that fake you out like that mummy. It looked sealed, but the bottom was opened. Rambo. Quick side story. When I was a kid, I asked my mom to change my middle name to Rambo, and she said no, but I still like it. I think it would have been a good decision. She said I would have regretted it, and here I am dropping more stuff. And let me say, I wouldn't have regretted it, Mom. I wouldn't have. You gotta love finding stuff that is out of date and also chipped or broken. This is just not in style. At least I don't think it's in style. And it's very obviously broken. I'm not quite sure why it ended up on the sales floor. That happens, but it shouldn't be out there on the sales floor. Thought that might be something. I was sorely mistaken. Now let's play what kind of random stuff is in the collectibles case and what's the price. Look at these laser etched things. It's $24.99. There's a bear. There's other stuff. There's glasses, probably fake. There's like a reel that's like 16 bucks. That might be worth it. A Charo autographed CD for $40. 35 was my max on that, so I'm gonna pass. There's a big fossil. That honestly might be worth something. I don't know what I'm doing with fossils. I'm just gonna pass on them is what I'm doing. One of the best things about thrift stores, in all honesty, is the randomness. These are 2 brand new soap dispensers. That's pretty rad. Kind of want one. Don't know why. Here is a beauty bath set. Not bad at all. Quick side note, I do tangents a lot, as you know. Medieval times. I wish we had one in Utah. They have them in California. I just want to eat a chicken leg and watch people joust. It's just something I want to do. I miss it. Bring medieval times to Utah. On to the fancy savers, the Salt Lake City area in Utah. Let's see if we have a little bit better luck in this savers. See if we can't find some deals. Picking a lucky cart. Probably going to fail. And I'm going to go as fast as I can to the VHS section. See if I can't find anything. I'm contractually obligated as a YouTube reseller to go check this out. Honestly, I think there are a lot of VHSs. I give it a little bit of a hard time just for fun, just to mess with Kevin. But I think the real place to find the VHSs that are going to be sealed in the deals are at garage sales and yard sales. And we're in a frozen tundra right now in Utah, so that's not an option, unfortunately. Looking at some snow globes, Dawn alerted me to this one right here. She thought it was Disney. It isn't, but she did find a couple other Disney ones. There is an Olaf one and also a Frozen one. So 2 of them from from Frozen. Olaf's a character. Both of them well worth what we paid. We're going to flip these on eBay. These are Dawn's. Dawn's going to post these and flip them. We should do pretty good on them. One nice thing about this Savers is their toy section is pretty good, and they're on the edge of being reasonable. They're still a little high, but it's doable. I found this Voltron Lion in this bag for $5.99. There's also another figure that's decent. The Voltron Lion should go for about $15 to $20 plus shipping. The other figure give me a couple more dollars as well. And there was actually another one on a cart that they were pulling out for $3.99. I should make about $15 to $20 on that. So there's a couple deals. I would have loved to have paid a little less, but not bad, honestly. Pretty solid. Here is a plush. I was thinking about that Peter Pan one, but it had some issues with it. But this is Dinger. He's the mascot for the Colorado Rockies. Not super old. It's about 15 years old. I think it was $3, $4, and I should get around 15 plus shipping on it. If you thrift in Utah at all, you see... Hey guys, just a quick second. Let me pause this video. I just want to bring up something. Green screens in the middle of the video. They're weird, right? Yeah, let's not do them. Nostalgic or just kind of random. I think I might be able to get about 15 to 20. To be honest, it's a risk. Not a real risk because it's only $3, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Let's see if it sells. Also picked up this Red Ranger toy. It's $2.99. This is going to go in my Whatnot auction. It's filler. I may make money. I may lose money, but this is the kind of stuff I like to have in my auction, and sometimes I'm willing to risk it. And honestly, that's an important part of reselling, is taking educated risk to teach yourself. Worst case scenario, you lose a few dollars, but you learn something important, what not to look out for, or why that didn't sell, and maybe what you need to look for to find something similar that does sell. So it's important to take those educated risks. Here's one of them. It's a Brian Urlacher jersey. It's $7.49. It's gone anywhere from like $5 to like $25, and this one's a little beat up, but I love this kind of stuff. Easy to ship. Gonna put it in my auction, see how it does. I might even try it on eBay for a few months, see if it goes. Brian Urlacher, I believe, may end up being a Hall of Famer or is a Hall of Famer, I'm not sure. So I'm willing to take the risk on that jersey. Let's see how my luck is in the hat section here at this Savers. We have a Maple Leafs beanie. I don't really sell a lot of beanies. Don't know much about them. Once again, looking for the telltale signs of a good hat. It's kind of hard to explain, but, you know, the trucker styles can sometimes be good. There's just a vibe that you're going to notice the more and more you go out picking. That's kind of the right style, but it's like a brand or some company's hat. So we're on to another Savers. This one hopefully will treat us well. There's a lot of cards in here. Here's something that's massively overpriced all the time at thrift stores, sports cards. They're super technical. Everybody thinks they're super valuable, and almost all of them aren't valuable. I looked in one of those to see if it was nothing but 85 tops, but it was a mixture at $20. At a couple dollars, I might have picked it up for fun, but at $20, it just wasn't worth it. They're going to sit forever or until somebody who thinks, maybe somebody might want it for themselves at that price, but I doubt it. Always check game discs and DVD discs. You can go get them resurfaced, of course, but most of the time, unless it's a super rare one, it's not going to be worth your time. Let's move on to the exciting part where I look for hats and I get frustrated because I'm not finding any. I love the Oakland A's. That's my favorite baseball team. Just nothing today in the ways of hats. But I've noticed when I find hats, I find them in bunches. That's a cool ASU hat. Problem is it's fitted. Fitted I like to stay away from. Uh-oh. It's a sad, incredible hand. No. It's always something sad on the floors at thrift stores, almost every time. You know, I understand. It gets messy. People are moving things around. All love here from me. But yeah, they do get messy. I've had luck at the toy section at This Savers many a times, but honestly, there's just not anything today. It's one of those times where there's like one action figure I want, and if there was 2 or 3, I'd get the bag at $4.99. But for one figure that might not even be worth $5, it's not worth it. A lot of almosts, a ton of maybes, and 100% no's with these toy bags, unfortunately. Plushes are a great thing to go through. Dawn loves going through them. I do as well. Shopkins, I thought at the price they were asking, there just wasn't enough upside. I didn't look it up, to be completely honest. I thought that was Jurassic Park, but it's Wild Republic. Those can be okay if they're like $1 and you want to kind of sit on them for a while. But at $3 or $4, it's just not worth it. Dawn alerted me to this. I was going to get it because that looked like a pretty cool alien guy. Come to find out, it's from Greenbrier International. That is a no-lo, a no-bolo. It's like a off-brand toy company. They make cool toys, cool to play with, I'm sure, if you want to collect or play with them. But as far as reselling, there's no real money in it. I actually put them in the cart, was going to buy them. I looked them up to be careful, and it turned out they weren't worth anything. You learn something new every day. My gut told me that that wasn't a good brand, and it was correct. So, Don, I think I have what I'm going to name this video today, Out Thrifting. It's like rip-off thrift stores are ripping us off, something to that effect. And we've talked a lot about like high prices at the thrift store and everything. And here's my thought about why I think to a certain degree they're overpricing these things and ripping us off. I'm all for them making money. I'm all for it. But the problem is they're not doing it in the correct way. If you want to make the high dollar on certain items, toys, whatever it is, you've got to put it online. You've got to build the infrastructure. Like Goodwill has the infrastructure.
Goodwill does that, yeah.
Savers doesn't. If I was Savers, I would spin the overhead, write it off next tax year, and we just got the radio came on. I would write it off next year and just build an online service, you know, some sort of website or build up their eBay or whatever. Because you're not going to get it in the store. Resellers aren't going to buy it, and regular people aren't going to buy it very consistently, if at all. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
I think they're raising up the prices because they do see what this stuff goes for, but they're putting it in the wrong venue. I agree with you.
Exactly. It's like people say all the time to me, you're why they're raising the prices at the thrift store. And I disagree with that. We may have a small factor, but people forget how big of a deal American Pickers were when it came out. Storage Wars, that upped some prices of stuff as well. People are becoming more aware because, you know, online life is more and more there. People are checking prices on eBay much more than they were 20 years ago when eBay was still in its infancy. People know stuff. That's the worst thing. When a thrift store thinks it knows what something's worth, but doesn't go and bother to look up what it's actually worth. I see that all the time. Like in the last video, there was a $24 Aaron Rodgers card. It's a good looking Aaron Rodgers card. Might get you $5 or $6. It's not worth a penny. They knew that it was worth something, but they didn't bother to do the rest of the work and realize it was worth, you know, $5. And then also if it's worth $5, you're not going to get $5 because you don't have, you know, 500 Aaron Rodgers collectors worldwide bidding or trying to buy it on eBay. You have random people who have no interest probably in Aaron Rodgers cards.
Who just happen to be coming to that specific store are not going to be looking for that item, especially at that price.
Yeah, we see that all the time. So are they ripping us off? Are they overpricing stuff? For the venue they're in, they really are. I mean, we will take the stuff, Arbitrage, we will take the stuff and put it in the correct venue. We're also taking the risk. There's stuff that doesn't sell. There's stuff that we lose money on. And, you know, I think A lot of times too, it's new managers coming in who get, you know, like, we got to make more money, and one of the most obvious ways to make more money is just to up the prices, up the prices.
Well, I seen that with furniture when I did furniture. But before I stopped doing furniture for a while, they were literally asking $150 for a hutch. Now I go in there, they're like 30 or 40 bucks. They realized that they weren't going to get the right amount of money that they were asking, because the people who buy that are people who are actually going to fix it up.
Yeah, they saw the hutches moving, they saw the furniture moving, and a lot of people buying that were flippers.
Exactly.
They were right, but the problem is that us flippers, we're not going to spend $120 to paint it, do all that work. You're painting it, I'm not. And do all that work just so you can maybe make a couple $100, because sometimes things don't sell right away or at all. So it's got to be at that $30, $40 range, you know, and even cheaper. Sometimes we won't even take stuff for free because it's not worth our time. So that's our thoughts on that, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. Unlike, you know, whatever you guys want to do. Appreciate you. See you next time.